Have you ever been in a relationship where you thought things were going great
Mm.
and then suddenly everything changes?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the rug was just pulled out from under you?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're diving into today. It's a story about a woman named Ami
Okay.
and how love and support can sometimes take some really unexpected turns.
I'm intrigued already.
So Ami is 29 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and she moved to the U.S. from Indonesia for grad school.
Okay.
She meets this guy, Michael, he's 30, and a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and they fall in love. 7 years go by.
Wow.
They build a life together. They have all these shared dreams.
Yeah.
And then during their anniversary dinner.
Ooh, anniversary dinner, 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened? A proposal.
It is a proposal,
Oh.
but not the kind you might expect.
Okay.
See, Ami's visa status is kind of up in the air.
Oh, I see.
So she suggests they get married,
Mm-hmm.
not just because they're in love, which they are,
Mm-hmm.
but also as a practical solution.
So it's kind of a proposal born of necessity as much as romance. What did Michael say?
He completely blindsides her.
Oh, no.
He says he won't marry her
What?
until she has a green card.
After 7 years.
Yeah. He's worried about being used as a visa mule.
Wow. That's a real blow.
Right. Talk about a lack of trust after all that time.
Yeah. So what does Ami do?
She's devastated, obviously.
Good.
She leaves the dinner to try and process everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then she reaches out to Michael again
Okay.
because she wants to have a real conversation.
To try to understand.
Yeah, like where is this sudden insecurity coming from?
Yeah, makes sense.
What do you think happened when they talked?
Well, I'm guessing Michael had some things he hadn't been sharing.
You got it.
Okay.
So in this conversation, he reveals that he's been feeling really insecure.
Ah.
And it's partly because of his friends.
His friends.
Yeah, they've been making fun of him
Oh, no.
because Ami's career has really taken off.
Okay.
She's in STEM management. She's making more money than him now.
Hmm.
And they've been calling her his sugar mommy,
Oh, wow.
which obviously got to him.
Yeah, I can see how that would be hurtful.
It's like outside opinions just poisoned something that was good.
Right.
It makes you wonder, though, did Michael have any appreciation for the fact that Ami was helping out financially?
Yeah, they were a team, weren't they?
Exactly.
Well, it's actually kind of ironic
It's what
because when Ami was in grad school, Michael was the one supporting her.
Really?
Yeah, he even let her live rent-free and use his car.
Wow. Okay.
But then when the roles reversed and Ami started making more,
Yeah.
it seems like his ego couldn't handle it.
It's like those societal expectations about who's supposed to be the provider.
Totally.
It just warped their relationship, even though they'd been supporting each other all along.
Exactly. It seems like Michael just couldn't let go of that traditional provider role.
Right, even though their situation made perfect sense.
Hmm.
So what did Ami say to all of this?
She tried to reason with him. She reminded him of how they'd always been there for each other. You know, how they always supported each other's goals.
Yeah.
She explained that her contributing financially was just a way to balance things out now.
Like it was a natural progression.
Exactly.
Did she suggest therapy?
She did.
So at this point, was Michael receptive to any of this?
Unfortunately, no.
Really?
He completely shut down. He basically gave her an ultimatum.
What was it?
He said she needed to find a lower-paying job,
Oh, wow.
or he was ending the relationship.
It's like he wanted her to dim her light just to make himself feel better.
Exactly.
So what did Ami do? Did she give in?
Thankfully, no. She stood her ground.
Good for her.
She refused to sacrifice her hard-earned success for someone who couldn't see her worth.
Absolutely. So they broke up.
They did. Even Michael's family was shocked.
Wow.
They had been hoping for a wedding.
It's such a powerful example of how these societal norms can just creep into even the strongest relationships.
Yeah, it can be really damaging.
It seems like Michael just couldn't adapt to their evolving dynamic.
Right.
So what happened to Ami after the breakup?
Well, sometimes when things fall apart, it opens up new possibilities.
What?
Ami's company actually offered her a similar position in France,
Oh, wow.
which is a country she always dreamed of living in.
That's amazing.
The pay was a bit lower, but it was a fresh start, you know?
Yeah.
A chance for her to get away from all the negativity.
It's really inspiring to see how resilient she was.
Absolutely.
She took a really painful situation and turned it into an opportunity.
Exactly. It shows real strength.
This whole story really makes you think about how deeply ingrained these expectations are around money and gender roles,
Yeah.
and how they can affect even people who love each other.
It's a good reminder for all of us.
Exactly. So what's one thing you hope our listeners take away from Ami's journey?
I think it's a call to action, really, to examine our own beliefs about success, support, and equality within our relationships.
Yeah.
And to have those open and honest conversations with our partners.
To make sure we're on the same page.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, love should be about empowering each other.
Not holding each other back.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what Ami chose to do.
Yeah, she did. She chose herself.
And her future.
And that's something to celebrate.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure having you. Until next time, everyone.